Hey, folks, how you doing? This is Wayne S. Pierce for the American Liberty Radio Network, American Liberty Radio podcast right here on American Liberty Radio Network on Spreaker.com. If you follow me on my personal Facebook page, you know what I said just about 15, 20 minutes ago. Now, I want to say, even for this particular show, that I don't apologize for what I say. I do apologize for the way that I say it because I know that in some locations people get a little pissed off. They're I don't know, they're snowflakes, they're millennials. They're why is he saying that? He's offending me. Frankly, it's in the way that I say it. So, to those that I have offended, excluding the snowflakes and the millennials, I do apologize. I don't care who the hell I offend, because if I offended someone, I know that my intellectual bombs that I drop into your brain are hitting the target. So I really don't care who I offend. And let me just I'll give you a little side note here. I have friends from every race, creed, and religion that you can imagine. We can sit down, we can talk, we can discuss, we can have coffee, we can have lunch, we can, discuss things and not yell and scream and jump up and down or want to, put a hit out on each other. But we do understand the complexities of what's going on. We understand how things are. We know that each of us are not completely right in our assessment of what we see. We also know that we judge very harshly people that don't see things our way. We also know that we defend ourselves in huge ways because someone disagrees with us or, any of that. Right? We understand the complexities involved here. We understand how things are. We know. There's no question in our minds that we understand that these issues that we talk about are volatile. Okay? They are just completely volatile. And we understand how incredibly complex these things are. But we also understand, and we're smart enough to understand, and we're intelligent enough to look at this and find those things within that complexity to bring it down to a more understandable level. We understand this. We know this. We operate in that type of mindset. But it's not like we want to jump over the table and choke each other out, beat each other up, It is what it is. Little coffee there, folks. It is what it is. We do have the opportunity to shake hands, to understand where we come from, to understand what our stances are, what we believe in and all that. But we also understand that we can sift through the complexities of the political arena and find those things that we can agree on. Okay? We understand these things. We understand that. But the snowflakes and the whiny pansy-ass indoctrinated, millennials from their governmental indoctrination institutes, they don't know dog crap. They have absolutely no idea what is going on. And you can tell that by interviews from, or when Mark Dice goes out in the street and asks questions. We get this. We see this. It's in front of us. We know exactly these millennials, these snowflakes, these offended little whiny pansy-ass little, twerps that are out there that think that they know everything, that want free stuff, that wanted Bernie Sanders, that wanted Hillary Clinton. These people are dumber than a box of rocks. They always have been and they always will be, because of the fact that they were indoctrinated at a very young age to side with the government. I believe that in their Cro-Magnon Neanderthal-like brain, they say, huh. They look at each other and they grunt, and they know what they're saying. Hillary good, conservatism bad. They know. They hold up signs that when you read them and read between the lines of their misspelled words, you get the point. You get the point that they want tyranny. They want a collapsed society to where they themselves are at the top of the heap and all of us are down below, because they think that they have the answers to the ills of the United States of America. I want you folks to check out a show. I don't know if they're coming back with another season or not, but check out a show called Wayward Pines. Wayward Pines. Check out other shows as well that are of the dystopic, or dystopic. Is that how you pronounce it? Dystopic in nature? Check them out. Because art imitates life. I'm an actor. I've done theater. I've just written a 2-act play, so I'm getting ready to promote that. But art imitates life. Last year I was doing tech work for a show called In Conflict, about American soldiers that have come back in the current, wars that we're having all over the place. They've come back, and it's basically their letters to the general public of how things were. Somebody turned around, talked to almost each and every one of them that came back, took their letters and created a play out of it. And it's a few years old. It's quite a few years old, but it's called In Conflict. When somebody talks about the ravages of war, yeah. If you don't understand it because you've never been there, then have a little empathy and listen to people that have come back. Because I know people that have come back from, from the Gulf in 91, 92, around in that area. And I know, and I've seen, the horrors of life myself personally. And let me tell you something, it's no fun. So when these millennials and these people, protest against what is right about the country, want to build it up, if they, riot against Trump and hold rallies and stab people and do this and do that. Those are the people that are the problem for the United States of America. They are. Not the ones that have been overseas, not the ones that have been helping the law enforcement quell some of the riots in the United States. These people starting the riots, these people starting these rallies, these people that want tyranny in America, those are the people that are the problem for America, period. And I'm sure in other countries, and this show is listened to in the UK and other countries, I'm sure there are people there just like that in your country. I know our I want to call it our sister country, but I don't know what to call it. I know it's Australia, but there's that, tendency to call it United States Light. I don't know. But I have a Facebook friend over there that tells me everything that's going on over there. And yeah, it's just as bad in the metropolitan areas. So when we look at this whole environment of within this political arena, the United States of America, ask yourself this question. Why is it the opposition to peace, freedom, liberty, and security want tyranny? Why? My 2 cents is this. They're mentally ill. They are mentally ill. Nancy Pelosi, you name it. That's what they are. They're mentally ill. They are completely and utterly mentally ill. They have no idea what they're doing. Well, maybe they do, but they're just stupid and they don't care about the outcome. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. Let me move on. I'm going to go elsewhere here. Let me move on. Representative Sherman. Let's check out who that is. California Representative Brad Sherman. I want to mention his name right off the top. Daily Caller has a report out. It's on Infowars.com. Representative Sherman circulates article of impeachment for Trump. He shared his article publicly through his Twitter account and said in a Monday statement that his office has shared it with all members of the House to seek support. Yeah, good luck with that. California Democrat Representative Brad Sherman circulated a proposed article of impeachment for President Donald Trump on Monday for obstructing justice in a federal investigation. By the way, Representative Sherman, you're a effing idiot. If you would have seen and heard and read every single thing that came out of that hearing these last few days, this past week, guess what? He did not obstruct justice. So shut your damn mouth because you're a California whiny little pansy-ass bastard, okay? I'm getting sick and freaking tired of people saying, oh, he obstructed justice. Trump obstructed justice. He did this. He did that. He's illegal. Blah, blah, blah. He's doing all kinds of... No, you snowflake. Shut the hell up. You don't know what you're talking about. Representative Sherman, he shared his article publicly through his Twitter account and said Monday that his office has shared it with all members of the House to seek support. The article argues that Trump sought to use his authority to interfere with the investigation into possible criminal violations of former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn and Russian interference in the 2016 presidential campaign. This is coming from the Daily Caller, folks. Okay. So I'm going to put the Daily Caller article up. It's on Infowars.com, but I'm going to put the Daily Caller article up. Hollis Potch is the author. I believe that's what it is, and pardon me if I butchered the name. Yeah, look. I just saw you got to see this picture of this guy. He looks like he been sucking on some California exhaust pipes, because this guy looks, my God. As soon as my Facebook page for American Liberty Radio Podcast comes up, I'll share it with you. Excuse me. Yeah, look at this guy. He almost looks like Colonel Klink from Hogan's Heroes, for you people that remember that show. Yeah. Whew. Apparently, and let me try to find this article. I saw a headline earlier today, so let me try to find this article. Over the weekend, or this past week, this past week, Alex Jones sat down with Megyn Kelly. Now, let me just say this. Little background here. I've watched Fox News. I've watched Megyn Kelly. She's very good at what she does. Just want to lay that out there. She interviewed Alex Jones. Well, here's the backlash to that. It doesn't air until this coming Sunday. Or was it Sunday yesterday? I don't know. Day before? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it was Sunday. I think it airs Sunday. Or it already has aired. I didn't see it, so I don't know. But the backlash is already happening. J.P. Morgan pulls ads from NBC News after Megyn Kelly's repulsive Alex Jones interview. J.P. Morgan has asked for its local TV ads and digital ads to be removed from Kelly's show. While Megyn Kelly's interview with Russian President and all-around global bad guy, if you were to believe the daily barrage of leftist headlines, Vladimir Putin did not raise the ire of advertisers, it appears her interview with right-wing provocateur Alex Jones has lurched from social media firestorm to a real-world dollars and cents for NBC. The sit-down has been promoted as a discussion about controversies and conspiracies. In a video promoting the interview, Jones talked about the 9/11 attacks as an inside job. In the clip, Kelly also brings up Sandy Hook, saying, "When you say parents faked their children's death, people get very angry." Jones replied, "But they don't get angry about 500,000 dead Iraqis from the sanctions." And now, as the Wall Street Journal reports, J.P. Morgan has asked for its local TV ads and digital, if I say that word correctly, their ads to be removed from Kelly's show and from all NBC News programming until after the show airs, according to a person familiar with the matter. The company doesn't want any of its ads to appear adjacent to any promotions for the interview, a person added. This comes hours after Kristen Lemkow, J.P. Morgan's chief marketing officer, questioned why Ms. Kelly would conduct the interview. On his radio program Monday, Jones said that he thinks Sandy Hook happened, or at least that children died, though there are anomalies about the event. However, he said that was edited from NBC promotion. Quote, "I'm tired of being misrepresented," unquote, Jones said, and added that he demanded Kelly's hit piece not air on Father's Day. Wall Street Journal reports that other NBC advertisers have stayed mum on the planned episode, at least publicly. So that's going up on American Liberty Radio podcast page. I'm going to say this. The mainstream propaganda media will spin and tear apart and misrepresent a whole host of people for their own personal and political agenda. Period. Okay? That's what they'll do. Okay? I don't really give one rip about anybody's views against peace, freedom, liberty, and security for the United States of America. I don't really care what your view is against it, because you're a freaking idiot. If you want terror, tyranny, socialism, fill in the blanks. If you want any of that and more, you're a freaking idiot. I'm not hiding anymore. I'm not holding back anymore. I'm putting it out there. Okay? Because, let me go here. Let me go here, shall I? Michael Snyder, endoftheamericandream.com. Julius Caesar, Antifa, and Kathy Griffin all show that the left has absolutely no positive message to offer. For decades, Democrats have been getting a tremendous amount of mileage out of the divide and conquer tactics. The end game of the radical left is a nation filled with hatred, anger, and violence. Is this really a message that the American people are going to embrace? For decades, Democrats have been getting a tremendous amount of mileage out of divide and conquer tactics. In other words, they get one group of people to support them by pointing a finger of accusation at another group. Just recently, Michael Snyder says, I published an article entitled, A List of 100 Things That Liberals Hate About America. And Michael Snyder continues and says, I could have easily doubled or tripled that list. The left specializes in hate, and the presidency of Donald Trump has been like throwing red meat to a bunch of sharks that are in a feeding frenzy. Lacking any kind of a positive message to share, the left is in the process of self-destructing as they show the entire world how intellectually and morally bankrupt they truly are. The New York Theater Group, that is producing a twisted version of Julius Caesar, in which a character that is dressed up like Donald Trump is viciously assassinated, in a perfect example of what Michael Snyder says, what Michael Snyder is talking about. The following comes from Piers Morgan. There's a video. You want to check that out. I'm putting this up on American Liberty Radio Podcast. The left is done. The left is done. The Democratic Socialists, the progressives, they're done. They're done. I cannot emphasize that more. They are done. The Democratic Party as a whole is a mishmash of sociopaths and psychopaths that are hell-bent on turning this country into a third world nation, period. Besides, some of the information that I have received says that that either the Democratic Party was started by the Ku Klux Klan, or that members of the Democratic Party were members of the Ku Klux Klan. So, you tell me. You tell me. Okay? Tell me. How is it that a group of people can come together in a way and design their strategies in such a way to destroy the very fabric of peace, freedom, liberty, and security for the United States of America? How can a bunch of people who are supposedly one of two parties in the United States How can they come together and want a complete and utter tyranny of the United States of America? How? The other question is, why? Why do they want that? Why? I don't get it. I don't understand why these people have such a disdain and hatred for America. I don't understand it. Am I wrong? Am I even close to being wrong? I don't get it. I don't get it. I grew up in the United States of America, born and raised in Stockton, California, in a country that I thought had my back, in a country that I thought people could come together and, well, discuss things, come to a happy medium, work things out, make things positive, and help neighborhoods grow and sustain themselves and be good to one another. I thought the United States of America and the people in it were good people. And that was until I started researching a lot of these geopolitical issues and subjects and found out that the majority of the United States of American citizenry wanted to be just like Russia. Wanted communism, wanted a brand of totalitarianism and tyranny that was just totally unimaginable. I found out that, and I was young at the time, that even then, when I was in my early 20s, I thought it was completely stupid that people wanted things for free. Because my mama didn't raise no fool, and my grandma taught me better. And my dad taught me how to work hard and strive to what you wanted. And he said, and I quote, "Find what you love to do and find a way to make a living at it." The facts are out there, folks. And there's nothing in this world that matters except for peace, freedom, liberty, and security for each individual on this planet and for each westernized and industrialized nation. Because the freedom that we have propels us into a future where liberty is the goal. And the liberty of the United States of America, the freedom that people have to achieve that, is greater today than it has ever been in the history of the United States of America. And these lefties out there, these whiny, pansy-ass little millennial snowflakes out there, need to wake the hell up or get the hell out. I'll be back in about a minute and a half. Don't go away. This is American Liberty Radio Network.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and it was good. Then God created man, and it wasn't bad. But the masses were asses. They were lost. They had no guidance. So God sat and thought about it. And he created the Exum Experience. And God sent forth Alex to entertain the people of Israel, the Canaanites, the Palestinians, and the douchebags. And Alex led his flock through the dark, cold, rugged terrain of Long Beach Radio. He conquered the Hmong's. He cast down the elderly and banished the Falburn. And it was good. The Exum Experience. It's not just a show, it's a religious experience.
Join me live Friday at 5 only at alexexum.com. There's a show that's not afraid to ask questions no one else will ask. Not afraid to say
what no one else will say.
Friday nights at 7 p.m. Listen to Restricted Airspace with Tina Marie, where no topic is off limits. Conspiracy theories, paranormal activities, hoaxes, the unexplained. It's what we talk about. Question everything. Trust no one. Restricted Airspace with Tina Marie. Friday at 7 p.m. on the KCOR Digital Radio Network out of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Broadcasting from FEMA Region 8, this is the American Liberty Radio Network. Sharing the truth one fact at a time, without all the bullshit. American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.com.
Television is a circus, a carnival, a traveling troupe of acrobats, storytellers, dancers, singers, jugglers, sideshow freaks, lion tamers, and football players. We're in the boredom-killing business. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, "I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!"
American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Hey, folks, welcome back. This is American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. That's our backup site, or AmericanLibertyRadio.com. I'm working on the main page. So, yeah. Got a lot of, I'm going to try to minimize a lot of stuff. I'm going to try to, not put so much on the page for you guys. So, anywho, hey, let's go into another direction here. Swamp fights back. Mueller hires Clinton Foundation lawyer for Russia probe. Mueller was quickly applauded as a impartial choice by voices across the political spectrum. They're going to push this Russian narrative when it's already been blown out of the water and debunked already. So they're going to push this. So you're going to see the insanity continue. You're going to see the insanity continue. This is on Infowars.com, by the way. You can go to the U.S. News section under News and look at all these. Video, know-nothing anti-Trump protesters completely humiliated. Clueless leftists don't even know what they're demonstrating against. Okay, that's on the new U.S. News section as well. Leftist freak after woman puts burqa on Wall Street's Fearless Girl statue. Protesters demand feminists defend women under Islamic rule. I got nothing to say to that. Oh, by the way, did you hear over the weekend Puerto Rico to vote on statehood in the United States of America? We'll have 51 states. We already had Puerto Rico by proxy, but now they're voting for statehood. California City embraces for planned anti-Islam protests. Left-wing grassroots group plans a counter-protest. Let's see when that was, shall we? California, land of the fruits and nuts, and I guarantee you there's more nutty people there than fruits on a tree. CBS News is reporting this from the 9th of June, 2017. By the way, did I give you the date today? No, it's the 13th of June, 2017. This is from the 9th of June. What's being called a nationwide day of action against Muslims is expected to unfold across the country on Saturday. That was last Saturday. If anybody has any information pertaining to that from what happened a few days ago, let me know. Email that to AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com, AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. In Roseville, California, Act for America, a conservative right-wing group that is known for spreading anti-Islamic messages, has planned a march. The rally is expected to take place at the Fountains Shopping Center. I want people out there in Roseville to contact me. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. Send me pictures, send me video, doesn't matter. American Liberty Radio at USA.com, or just go to American Liberty Radio Podcasts, American Liberty Radio Podcasts on Facebook, and drop information into there. And this is what happened this past Saturday in Roseville, California. Members of Roseville Resistance, a left-wing grassroots group, say they plan to counter-protest in a unity rally. In other words, they want complete and total Muslim takeover of California, Mexican takeover of California. They want California as it is, collapsed, completely, utterly in the toilet. Somebody flushed it. It went in the sewer. California's gone, period. I'm not even going to... I don't know, man. So that's what happened this past weekend. Okay. I want to ask you something, though. I want to ask you something. I want to be, serious here and put this out here. When you watch your mainstream propaganda media, and when you're looking at what they're if I can talk, when you're looking and hearing what they're talking about, do you actually believe it? No, this is for everybody, not just the left-wing, whiny, pansy-ass millennials. Do you believe it? Because when I took journalism, I found out two things. One, what you read is not always the case. In other words, you see a headline, and you're like, oh, your anxiety builds up because you've read the headline. But when you read the article, you're going, that has nothing to do with the headline. That's the first thing I found out. What you read is not always, it's not always what you believe it is. The second thing I found out was even simpler than that. And I go back and I use this as a focal point for people, and that is the old adage of, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So I'm speaking to everybody out there in the United States of America and asking you, no matter what side of the aisle you're on in this debate, do you believe everything that you see on your mainstream propaganda media? I mean, that's, so seriously take a look at that. Because I don't know how to reach certain people. Here we are. We're in the we're in the information age. We understand what's going on. We understand how to at least fundamentally use a computer, and we see these things happening out in front of us. But, do we actually understand all of it? I find myself, and this is just me, but I find myself kind of at a. I picture myself in a room, sitting at a desk, one of them school-style desks, with a pencil in my hand, thinking, okay, if the ideas come to me, I will write. But the problem is, I don't have anything to write on. This is where the far-left liberal loons and the propaganda-pushing progressives will always say, well, you can just write on the wall. You can just, because everybody else did, why not? Well, here's the problem with that. I've already seen what's on the wall from you progressives. I've already read the messages you put on the wall. But I would rather write something new and informative and educational and enlightening instead of reading your bull crap. I left California because I saw the writing on the wall. I read the writing on the wall. I saw where it was headed. And I knew it was headed, completely into a collapsed state when, hey, California, remember Gray Davis giving away driver's license to illegal aliens, and you got pissed off enough to boot him out of office and put Arnold Schwarzenegger in office. No better. But now we have Governor Brown, who just ransacked the Capitol with his legislation and with his orders and signing this and signing that, because the people are the people in his in the House there, in the Capitol, in the Senate and the House of where he resides there in the capital of Sacramento. The people that align with his communist ideals approve everything that he brings up. They put it through and he signs it. Boom, here you go, Governor. Boom, boom, boom. He signs it. Because he's a freaking idiot. When Gray Davis was booted out of office, I knew for a fact that California, and I told my mom this at the time, California's on the verge of a collapse. She goes, no, California's strong. No. California collapsed. Thank goodness. In a way, there are people out there that don't have to see California in the state of existence it is right now. Okay? Like I said in the beginning of the podcast, I grew up in California. I was around people who, helped others and did the right thing and was, they were motivated by sheer pleasure of helping someone else with no expectation of getting anything in return. But in the 90s, the horror that I saw, the incredible darkness behind the scenes of Stockton, California that I saw was so incredible that it's a wonder I didn't wind up in some loony bin somewhere. But I'm a stronger man than that because Mama didn't raise no fool. Daddy taught me how to take care of myself. My grandma taught me a whole lot. My brother told me, taught me how to stick up for myself. And let me tell you something. California's done. So all my friends and family in California right now need to hear me. Need to hear me. You got one choice and one choice only. You've got one choice. And you better make it right. Steve Watson, Infowars.com, 12th of June 2017. Video. CNN host whines about America's, quote, inherent distrust, unquote, in media. Quote, unquote, anti-media venom is having a real effect. CNN host Brian Stelter is extremely butthurt that the majority of Americans have a problem with trusting the media. On his ironically named Reliable Sources show on Sunday, Stelter devoted an entire segment to complain about how the public, in particular Trump supporters, don't believe a word the mainstream media says. I'm not even going to read that. There's a video associated with this article, so guess what? It's going on American Liberty Radio podcast for you to take a gander at. I may go into overdrive, folks. I'm not sure. Remember Priebus? Reince Priebus? Remember him? TheHill.com is reporting on 12th of June 2017. Trump gives Priebus July 4th deadline for staff shakeup. During a meeting, Trump said he would give Priebus a chance to change things. President Trump has reportedly given White House Chief of Staff Reince Priebus a deadline of July 4th for a shakeup of his White House staff, according to a new report. Politico reports that Trump is considering bringing in former campaign manager Corey Lewandowski and deputy campaign manager David Bossy, as senior advisor and deputy chief of staff, respectively, according to multiple sources. But during a meeting with them and Priebus, Trump said he would give Priebus a chance to change things. Quote, "I'm giving you until July 4th, Trump said, according to the report. Quote, "I don't want them to come into a mess. If I'm going to clean house, they'll come in as fresh blood," unquote. Press Secretary Sean Spicer denied the deadline in a statement to Politico. So who's wrong and who's right? The Hill, of course, the left-leaning Capitol Hill paper, probably is wrong. Don't know for sure, so I put that up on American Liberty Radio podcast for you to take a look at. No one is completely wrong and no one is completely right. So get your head out of your ass and start looking at things in a much broader but more specific area in certain areas. Here's, I get a headache just looking at this. Paul Joseph Watson, Infowars.com, 13th of June, today, 2017. Fake news, MSNBC pretends Obama campaign director is random, quote, woman on the street, unquote. Political strategist passed off as, quote, unquote, everyday citizen. In a Vox Pops segment about the testimony of former FBI Director James Comey, MSNBC was caught trying to pretend that a former Obama campaign director was just a random woman on the street giving her opinion. Canvassing the views of, quote-unquote, everyday folks, the network played a clip of a woman described as a Los Angeles resident named Alma Marquez. Quote, "Where there's smoke, there's fire," and the fact that he would make a very specific request to have everyone else leave the office so that he would be alone with Comey, for me, speaks volumes, unquote, she said. However, it was later revealed that Alma Marquez was the California Latino vote director in 2008 for the Obama campaign and describes herself as a political strategist, hardly just an everyday random woman on the street. This is just the latest example of fake news media manipulation and staging in recent weeks. That's going up on American Liberty Radio podcast. Not everybody has liked American Liberty Radio podcast page. In fact, let me go to here and give you the insights for the page. And while that's coming up, let me remind you that since I didn't have a live show last night because, thunderstorms, lightning, all of that, it's going on, I didn't want to get on air and have power go out. So, the likes for the page. Total likes as of today, 13th of June 2017, says 49. But that could change. But that's up to you. Go to American Liberty Radio Podcast on Facebook. Check it out. You can also find me at American Liberty Radio on gab.ai. Check that out as well. We have too many people with too much, I wanted to say animosity, but that truly doesn't describe how these leftist progressives feel. I have too many people that are pissed off because there's peace, freedom, liberty, and security in America. I'm going to just lay that right out there to you. It's just, there you go. Pakistan hands down first ever death sentence for blaspheming on Facebook. Sharia law being enforced on social media platform. So much for free speech in Pakistan, which there never was. If you really go back and look at that culture, there never was any free speech. Now, let's go to government under the news section on Infowars.com. Shock. 3 members of Russia's special counsel team donated to Dems. Hello. 1 previously represented Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation. There you go, folks. Right there. There you go. Clifford Cunningham, Infowars.com, 13th June 2017. Thank you, Clifford. 3 members of the legal team hired by special counsel Robert Mueller to investigate the Trump campaign's alleged ties to Russia overwhelmingly donated to Democrats, according to an analysis of Federal Election Commission records. Mueller selected James Corliss, Jeannie Rhee, and Andrew Wiseman to serve on the legal team investigating alleged collusion between members of the Trump campaign and Russia, according to a report by CNN. The 3 attorneys collectively made $53,000 in political campaign contributions to Democrats since 1998, with over half of those donations coming from Corliss. Corliss was selected by Mueller from his old law firm, Wilmer Hale. I'll just put the rest of that on American Liberty Radio podcast for you guys to take a look at. And that's why the Dems are pushing the Russian narrative. There you go. The Russian narrative has been debunked. It's over. It's done. But the Democrats and the progressive leftists will not let it go because of the fact that they do not like peace, freedom, liberty, and security in the United States of America. And they want a completely collapsed country to be just like Venezuela. People out in the streets fighting and stealing stuff and whatever. Go look at Venezuela right now. Just go, if there's a webcam somewhere in that city, and I'm sure there is, go take a look at it. Go take a look at the other international news organizations that are over there reporting what's happening in Venezuela. Do you see a U.S. news reporting, company over there reporting? No, you don't. No surprise, Ninth Circuit Court rules against Trump's travel ban. Large percentage of Ninth Circuit decisions overturned. This is from RT.com, by the way. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has ruled against the revised executive order by President Donald Trump halting entry into the U.S. from several Muslim-majority countries. By the way, I put it up there before, but you want to go look at the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952. It bans Muslims from being in the U.S. Get their asses out of here now. Okay, go look at it. The Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952. Responding to a lawsuit pressed by the Hawaii Attorney General, the federal court rejected the government's claim that the March 6 executive order was valid on its face, arguing that a, quote, mountain of extrinsic evidence, mostly in the form of statements by the president himself, indicated that the stated rationale is a sham, unquote. Mirroring the Fourth Circuit Court decision from May 25th, the Ninth Circuit called the ban motivated by a desire to exclude Muslims and deemed the government's rationale, quote, mere camouflage for an unconstitutional purpose, unquote. Can we disband that court right now because they haven't looked at the precedent set in 1952? Under the government's reading of the Mandel precedent, the court said the president could achieve, quote, almost any unconstitutional aim by cloaking the policy in neutral terms and national security rationale, unquote. That court needs to be disbanded immediately. Quote, a white nationalist could call for a whiter America and then bar immigrants from Africa. An anti-gun activist could call for a halt on gun ownership and then bar all imports from the country that make gun components, which they have done, so long as the executive could offer a facially or legitimate reason for each of these actions. Courts would be powerless to intervene, unquote. The judges wrote, quote, this is not the law, unquote. Excuse me? Members of the Fourth Circuit Court, I want you to email them. I want you to push the Attorney General of Hawaii to disband that court, to sue each and every single one of them for a violation of the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952. Go look it up, folks. Any group of people that are subversives or subsequently come to this country and want to overthrow it are banned from this country, period. And if you cannot understand that, well, then you are a dumbass. The Fourth Circuit Court needs to go away, needs to be disbanded, needs people in there that actually have a clue of what the Constitution of the United States of America is. And let me leave you on a positive note. We see America as we ourselves individually see it. I see it as a country that can bounce back from this incredible chokehold that the Democrats and the progressives on both sides of the aisle have on each individual of the United States of America. We're a resilient country, and we haven't been around for 240 plus years if we weren't. And on that note, let's kick some ass. We know their names. We can pull them out of office. We can have the provost marshal go in and arrest each and every single one of those treasonous bastards and make an example of them. You will not come to this country, will not be a part inside the country, born and raised here, to be a subversive against the principles and the foundation of peace, freedom, liberty, and security of the United States of America. Because we, the people, will not put up with it. And even so, even if people want to put up with this, I have to question their character and their integrity. I don't care who they are or what position they have in this country. They can be a mom from Dubuque, Iowa. I don't care. If you don't want peace, freedom, liberty, and security in the United States of America, get out. Get the hell out. And if you don't, hey, okay, then you better change your mind. You better change the way you do things, because we're going to have peace, freedom, liberty, and security in this nation. And we're going to arrest all those people over time that want to create chaos and subversion in this country. You don't believe me? Watch. It'll happen. I'm going away. American Liberty Radio Network, AmericanLibertyRadio.com, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com, sharing the truth one fact at a time without all the BS.